Tonight on GC News, tornado warnings in Texas are developing.
And a Central Park woman is fired in a video that goes viral.
And the controversy over the death of George Floyd brings anger to many. GC News at 6 starts right now.
Live from GCW's Broadcasting Center in New York City, it's GC News.
Good evening and welcome to GC News at 6. I'm JohnnyZillion.
And I'm iiPrimeLion. Here are tonight's top stories.
A viral confrontation in New York City Central Park has led to a woman posted earlier in the week. The woman, named Amy Cooper, said to the man recording, Christian Cooper, no relation, to get away from her and her dog, or else she was going to call the police. The woman called the police, saying, quote, "There is an African-American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. Please send the cops immediately." The confrontation started when the man asked the woman to put her dog on a leash, and the woman refused. The man then started recording the confrontation. Her employer has since fired her after putting her on administrative leave at first, and her dog is now in an animal rescue shelter.
And tensions are growing in Minneapolis, Minnesota, regarding the death of George Floyd, an African-American man, at the hands of two police officers. A video shared on Facebook shows one of the officers pinning down Floyd to the ground with his knee. Floyd was repeatedly saying, "I can't breathe," and repeatedly asked the officers to let him go until he stopped moving. The officer who was pinning Floyd down, who is white, and the other officer involved, an Asian American, were fired abruptly 24 hours after the incident. Protesters protested the scene of the incident, where the officers used tear gas to disperse the crowd. The protesters demanded the officers were found guilty in the death of Floyd and are sentenced.
The FBI have nearly 250 reports of people disturbing Zoom sessions by broadcasting videos of children being sexually abused. These attacks are known as Zoom bombing. In a notice released Wednesday, the agency provided an online questionnaire to be filled out by anyone who has been exposed to child abuse videos during a Zoom session. Quote, "The FBI considers this activity to be a violent crime, as every time child sexual abuse material is viewed, the depicted child is re-victimized," the notice says. Furthermore, anyone who inadvertently sees child sexual abuse material depicted during a virtual event is potentially a victim as well. One incident took place in late March when an unidentified individual dialed into a high school teacher's Zoom session, yelled a profanity, and then shouted the teacher's home address in the middle of the instruction. To avoid such incidents from occurring again, the agency recommends requiring a password or using Zoom's waiting room feature to screen guests and never making teleconference links available on public social media posts.
Okay, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is warning that certain areas of the country reopening will see an, quote, "increased rodent activity," end quote, as the rats search for food and other resources other than restaurant dumpsters. Jurisdictions have closed or limited service at restaurants and other commercial establishments to help limit the spread of COVID-19, the CDC said. Rodents rely on the food and waste generated by these establishments. Community-wide closures have led to the decrease in food availability to rodents, especially in dense commercial areas, end quote, by the CDC. Restaurant owners are beginning to worry about the problem in states that are not allowing the first phase of reopening to occur, and for the others, they're looking at how to quickly solve the issue.
And now, let's get a look at your national weather with Chief Meteorologist Jasak.
I was on mute. Where am I? Where's the microphone? Here it is. Hello. Can you hear me? Am I on?
Yes.
Okay. I had some quick technical difficulties there at the beginning of the newscast, and I'm trying to figure everything out here. Let's take a look at the GC News big board over there with the weather. I want to show you this really interesting map. This is the 3-month outlook temperature probability map right here. This is what the National Department of Commerce, Atmosphere, all sorts of NOAA. Yeah, they released this map, and it shows what they think is going to be above average temperatures over the next 3 months over the summer. So it's looking across the entire continental United States here. We're going to have above average temperatures to look over the summer. So get ready for a nice hot summer. Now let's take a look at your temperature forecast for today. Starting at had a nice peak of 82 degrees today, but it's on its way back down. 81, 77, 73, 70 by midnight tonight, and it'll be at a nice 69 degrees at 2 a.m. Let's take a look at our Doppler radar. Now, you see we have some scattered showers all across the entire continental United States here, but I want to take one little zoom here, right in this little splotch of red right now. We actually have a reporter out on the field in this little splotch of red right here. He's actually right out here. Let's see if we can get a live camera feed of his backyard. Can we get a feed? Is he there?
Hi. Hi. Nice.
Okay, so tell me, what's it like out there? I hear you have a tornado warning.
We did. It started at 4 o'clock. Dark clouds kept rolling in. Clearly, in my front yard, branches and trees almost fell over atop of cars, I think, and then it started to rain pretty hard. I saw 3 lightning strikes at the back, and pretty much my neighbor's power over there. I can move the camera up over there. They lost their power. I lost my power for only 1 second until everything began functioning again. But the funny part is, living in Texas, it's just weird. We were having a lot of rain, a lot of winds coming in, almost forming a tornado, and then it stopped. And as you see, completely outside, it's just sunny, and everything's fine. But I'm not hoping for tomorrow. Tomorrow there's going to be more rain, and maybe later there could be more rain. There might be a tornado, and we might not know. So that's why I'm scared. But I'll keep looking into that as looking outside through and through.
Yes, keep us posted with that. We'll actually come back to you a little bit later with some other footage we took earlier, some of that. But I also want to focus here on this Doppler radar. You see this little big green, yellow spot right here on this part of the map over here up by North Carolina, South Carolina? That's another tropical storm. That's right, Tropical Storm Bertha made landfall earlier today. There's another storm out there. So it's a really rough time out there on that map. I'll give up another check on your local weather a little later, but let's get back to the boys at the desk for the rest of the news.
All right. Thank you, J-Sack and Mikey over there at home. Coming up, an experimental coronavirus vaccine reaches advanced trial stages.
And hundreds are arrested as Hong Kong protests worsen. We'll be right back for more news.
We off yet?
All right, and welcome back to GC News. An experimental vaccine for COVID-19 under development at the Oxford University hit a milestone Friday, with researchers announcing it will be progressing to advanced stages of human trials. The company agreed to produce at least 400 million doses and secure total manufacturing capacity to produce 1 billion doses by the end of 2021, with the first deliveries this September. The government is now allowing researchers to move ahead with the second and third phases of testing, which will see more people across a wider age range, including older adults and children, tested. The second phase begins June 1st in the United Kingdom, and researchers hope to launch clinical trials in the United States in the upcoming weeks.
Tension worsens in Hong Kong as new national security laws are being proposed by Beijing. Police were throwing pepper pellets at protesters and arresting over 300 of the protesters. Riot police flooded the streets of Hong Kong as people went to protest another bill, which would ban people from dissing the Chinese national anthem. Hong Kong police stated they arrested over 300 people due to possession of illegal weapons and illegal assembly in the city center. They also said that they encountered forms of violence, including arson. Many fear that these new laws will be the end of free speech in Hong Kong. On Tuesday, Hong Kong's leader, Carrie Lam, dismissed fears about the new legislation and called on the territory's citizens to back it up. She had also appeared to say that once those laws passed that, flooding the streets of Hong Kong could be deemed illegal.
And despite the best attempts from NASA and SpaceX officials, weather ultimately caused the Crew Dragon rocket to not launch today. This launch would have been the first time that American astronauts would have been launched into the International Space Center from American soil since 2011, when the Space Shuttle program was discontinued. Since then, American astronauts hitched a ride with a Russian astronaut launching on Russian soil. The crew is targeting Saturday for a launch, but weather conditions at the time are currently calling for showers and thunderstorms. NASA said in a tweet today, quote, today's hashtag Launch America attempt was an instantaneous launch window. Due to orbital mechanics, we need to make sure that at the time we launch, we're able to reach the space station on time and accurately. Because of this, we cannot wait for clear weather today, end quote.
AT&T's attempt to get into the AT&T's attempt to get it on the ever-changing streaming wars launched today. HBO Max contains AT&T's Warner Media show portfolio, like HBO, Cartoon Network, and more. It also has a vast lineup of acquired content, including select anime from the Crunchyroll service and Studio Ghibli. The service also includes original series developed for the service, including Just Right, the series from regular show creator J.G. Quintel that was originally developed for TBS but was postponed. The service costs $14.99 and offers a free 7-day trial, but is free to HBO Go subscribers, cable subscribers with HBO under subscriptions, and AT&T customers with the qualifying plans. Not all programs promoted are available currently.
And coming up next, Love wins in Costa Rica.
And Sony plans to hold a PS5 conference this week. We'll be right back.
And welcome back to GC News. Costa Rica has become the first Central American country to legalize same sex marriage. The country is also the sixth Latin American country to do so. The president of the country said, quote, Costa Rica officially recognizes equal marriage. Today, we celebrate freedom, equality, and democratic institutions. May empathy and love be the compass that allows us to get ahead and build a country where all people fit, end quote. The first same-sex couple was married shortly after the law became legal, which was televised live nationwide.
Since the pandemic has halted this year's E3 convention, Sony plans to talk to the public about PlayStation 5 and most likely less than a week from now. They say the conference will mainly be focused around games coming to the platform, and many people related to the matter speculate that this event will take place on June 3rd. However, we cannot fully confirm this date. Sony spokespeople say this conference will not go into depth with the console, as many more conferences and reveals for the PS5 are coming in the near future, as the PS5 will be released for retail this holiday season. Sony has in the past revealed some snippets for the PS5, including the controller design, specs, and even a logo reveal.
And President Trump took aim at his favorite social media website, Twitter, after the platform placed fact checks under his tweets regarding mail-in voting. Trump has claimed that the expansion of mail-in voting would be disastrous to America, claiming that mailboxes would be robbed, ballots would be forged, and even illegally printed out and fraudulently signed. And despite the probability of those claims happening are close to zero, quote, and that organizations are even governments saying that mail-in ballots are a safer alternative to in-person voting, especially during the current crisis. He said in a tweet, he said in a tweet that, quote, Republicans that feel that social media platforms totally silence conservative voices. We will strongly regulate or close them down before we can ever allow this to happen, end quote. He also claimed that Twitter was stifling free speech and referenced claims that conservatives were being silenced on Twitter.
The longtime AIDS activist and author Larry Kramer died Wednesday morning in Manhattan, his publisher confirmed. He was 84. Reportedly, he died from pneumonia. Kramer was an American playwright, screenwriter, and gay rights pioneer, and is widely credited with catalyzing the early response to the HIV/AIDS crisis in the United States. Kramer's career as a playwright earned him wide accolades for the off-Broadway play, quote, The Normal Heart, a semi-autobiographical reflection on the immense human toll of the HIV/AIDS epidemic. The play was later made into an HBO miniseries and revived on Broadway. In 1996, Kramer received the American Academy of Arts and Letters Award for Literature. Following news of his death, ACT UP shared a note for their fallen AIDS warrior. Quote, Rest in power to our fighter, Larry Kramer. Your rage helped inspire a movement. We will keep honoring your name and spirit with action, the group wrote on Twitter. He was 84 years old.
welcome to GC News. Here with us right now is our chief meteorologist, Jay Sack, giving us the last update on weather. Jay Sack?
Yeah, we have another check on weather here. Let's go back over to the big board right now. Gonna go back to that Doppler radar. When I last left you all off, can I get that Doppler radar up there? There we go. When I last left you all off, I said something about Tropical Storm Bertha, I believe. That's this storm over here in the North Carolina, South Carolina, Kentucky region. That's right. That only started today. It's a very interesting story if you actually take a look at it. It made landfall earlier today with winds up to 45 miles an hour. It has, however, since been downgraded to a tropical depression, but it is continuing its way up the East Coast. So if you're on the East Coast, watch out for that, and you might find that heading your way. Currently in the studio backyard,
All right.
6 miles
Sorry.
an hour in the southwestern direction, and some calm winds. That's right, calm winds will be headed later tonight. If we take a look at this evening, you can see we have some breezy, partly cloudy weather with sunset tonight at 8:27 p.m. I'm just being told from my producer that we are going to actually take it to some... That's right, I did say we're going to take it to some earlier footage taken by Mikey about the tornado, I believe.
Tornado warning, yes.
My neighborhood, I think they're out too, except for mine and the other one. I just hope I survive this one. I'm fucking having a heart attack right now. I had to move some stuff out of my mom's garden, and it's raining completely hard. I just hope we can. I hope this stops really soon tonight. I just really hope it stops. Night. Yeah, this is GC News. As Mr. Gamer is recording it, I'm really fucking. Oh shit! Okay. Strike. That was another.
Mikey, we can hear you.
All right, anyone can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Fuck. That was 3 lightning strikes that happened. I gotta check I gotta check everything. Oh my god.
All right, sorry about breaking into the weather there, but as I was saying, this evening, partly cloudy with some 66-degree nice weather, winds in the 7 miles an hour in the south direction, and sunset is at 8:27. If we take a look at tomorrow's weather, you can see we have some nice weather as it works its way up, 69 degrees at 6 a.m., then crawling its way up, 71, 72, 73, with a high of 7 in the mid-70s tomorrow. Take a look at your 7-day forecast. Tomorrow we'll have some passing showers, 80-degree high, high 80, or high 70, low 80 actually. Friday, scattered showers at 82 degrees. Saturday, clearing 72 degrees. Sunday, it'll be mostly sunny with a high of 66. Monday, a nice sunny day there with 68 degrees. Tuesday, we have a mix of sun and clouds. That's right, sun and clouds. Can you believe there's sun and clouds in the single day? I can't. 70 degrees on Tuesday. And Wednesday, partly sunny, 75 degrees. That's all I have over here at the weather desk. So let's send it back to you boys at the news.
Okay, and I'm currently being told right now by our producer that we no longer have time for the program, so we're going to go ahead and end it off right here. But if you want to catch up with Quirk's Day of Days, make sure to check our YouTube channel. We're going to go ahead and post that on in about 30 minutes from now. Catch up on Quirk's Day of Days. However, for right now, this was GC News. Thank you for watching. I'm iiPrimeLion.
And I'm JohnnyZillion. Have a good night.
See you soon.
Sure. That's good.
And tune in tomorrow at 7.
Oh yeah,
mornings.
7 at Thursday.
Thursday night, yes.
Thursday.
Whoa.
And then later on, you can go to Friday at 9.
Guys,
And then on Saturday and Sunday.
cut back to the live feed. Oh no, the live feed's dead.
Gone, reduced to atoms.
Where'd he go? Where's he go?
I don't know.
He's dead.
He's gone.
He's dead. He's dead.
You gotta get more of this.
Guys.